my question is about materialism, maybe a little bit deeper. So my question is from a Zen Buddhist perspective, how do you see like materialism or get a satisfaction from the consumption of goods, or like, and what do you think is a good way to balance it?
이 불교라는 것은 뭐 좋다 나쁘다 옳다 그러다라는 게 본래 없다 하는 게 불교입니다.
So what Buddhism actually teaches is that there's no good or bad. That there is no judgment that's inherent goodness or badness in something.
칼이 있는데
There's a knife, for example.
요리하는 데 쓰면 좋은 도구예요.
A knife is a great tool for cooking,
남의 팔을 자르면 나쁜 도구예요.
but it becomes a weapon for destruction if you kill others.
이 칼이 좋냐 나쁘냐라고는 할 수가 없어요.
But there's no inherent goodness or badness inside the knife itself, right?
사용되느냐 하는 문제.
It's how you use it.
그러니까 우리가 물질 문명이 발달했다고 이게 좋다 나쁘다고 할 수가 없어요.
So we can't say that materialism or a consumer-driven society is bad or good in itself.
그러나 우리가 그 물질 문명 소비주의에 중독이 되면 나쁜 결과를 나타내요.
But if we are addicted to the materialism and the consumerism, then it brings about bad results.
내가 주인이 아니고 돈이 주인이 되는.
Then we actually cede our mastery to the money. We actually become slaves to money.
근데 우리가 한번 우리의 현실을 살펴보겠습니다.
So let's look at how we live today.
옷은 내 몸을 보호하기 위해서 원래 내가 입었습니다.
So clothes, the original purpose for clothes is to protect our bodies.
그러니까 몸의 보호가 목적이고 그것의 수단으로 옷을 입은 거예요.
So it's a way to protect our body.
근데 몸을 더 잘 보호하기 위해서 옷을 더 좋은 걸 만들었습니다.
But we created better clothing to protect our bodies more.
근데 만약에 내가 밍크 코트 1,000만 원짜리를 입었다고 합시다.
Say I'm wearing a $10,000 mink coat.
근데 내가 어디 이런 식당에 가서 밍크 코트를 벗어놓고 식당에 앉았습니다.
So I went to a restaurant, say, and I left my mink coat somewhere hanging.
그런데 계속 밥 먹으면서 밍크 코트를 누가 가져갈까 쳐다봅니다.
But I can't really focus on my food because I'm afraid somebody might steal my mink coat.
그러면 코트가 주인이에요, 내가 주인이에요.
Then who's the master of the situation now? Is it the mink coat or is it me?
내가 코트를 지키는 사람이에요.
All of a sudden now I'm relegated to being a kind of a steward of the coat, somebody who actually keep an eye on the coat.
그럼 이게 주객이 전도된 거예요.
Then this is a kind of a role reversal in a way.
오늘날 물질 문명이 이런 지경에 이르렀다.
So this is where we are living today.
그렇기 때문에 우리가 적절한 옷을 입어야 내가 주인 역할을 할 수 있다. 옷의 주인 역할을 할 수 있다.
So in order to maintain our mastery over the material that we choose to wear ourselves, right? We need to keep a certain level, appropriate level of clothing.
붓다의 가르침은 자기 인생의 주인이 되라고 가르쳤습니다.
So Buddha's essence is basically his teaching is that become a master of your own life.
물질의 노예도 되지 말고
Do not become a slave to material.
이 이념의 노예도 되지 말고
Do not become a slave to ideologies.
신의 노예도 되지 말고
Do not become a slave to God.
자기가 주인이 되라.
Become your own master.
그러니까 늘 주의를 해야 됩니다.
That's why you always have to be on the watch, cautious, and be on the lookout.
종교도 잘못 믿으면 내가 주인이 안 되고 신이 주인이 되고.
If you engage in a wrong religious faith, then you actually lose your mastership over your own life. The religion becomes your master.
어떤 사상도 잘못 따게 되면 그 이념이 주인이 되기가 쉽습니다.
Same thing with ideology. Sometimes we let ideologists become our master.
그러면 우리는 그걸 부정해야 합니다.
Then this is what we have to avoid and deny.
그래서 지금 소비주의와 물질주의를 비판하는 이유는 이 주인과 객이 바뀌었기 때문에 비판하는 거예요.
So the reason that we are criticizing materialism and consumerism is not that they themselves are inherently bad, but they have actually taken over as our master.
그래서 그것은 불교적이지가 않습니다.
And in that sense, they're not in line with Buddhist teachings.
Yeah, I think that's a really good example with the clothing. Or let's say there's somebody that's just like really into fashion, for example, like yeah, I'm like quite this person, really like clothing, and then I actually don't need it, but yeah, I think it looks nice, and then I just like yeah get a new one. And you think that's a bad thing? Like I'm also like I take care of like certain things, like how it's produced, or like mostly secondhand or fair trade, but still like it's I actually still don't really need it, but still get a new one because I like the looks. So I think that's a bad thing.
앞에서 되겠지만 나쁘고 좋은 일은 없어요.
As I said, right, there's no bad or good
사고 싶으면
thing.
사시면 돼요.
And if you want to buy it, go ahead and buy it.
아무 문제가 없어요.
There's no problem with that.
그런 거 세세한 거를 뭐 간섭하는 게 부디즘이 아니에요.
So, the essence of Buddhism is not trying to teach you or trying to guide every single decision that you have.
그러나 거기에 중독성이 있다. 소비 중독성이 있다. 이러면 그건 비판적으로 바라봐야 돼요.
But if there is an element of addiction to your consumerism, then you have lost mastery over that behavior. And that's something to be criticized and watch out for.
충동적으로 구매를 한다.
If you engage in impulsive purchasing,
그러면 주의를 해야 돼요.
that's something that you should watch out for.
Okay. Thank you.
네네.
Thank you.